This is a 1957 S1 Continental Drophead Coupe by Park Ward.
Tell me, this is one of the most sought after post-war Bentleys.
Probably the most sought after, with an open body. They built 58 of these in right-hand drive and 31 left-hand drive, so sub 100 total. It's an all aluminium body.
So it's quite lightweight.
Very light, and then obviously the added benefit of a hood, which takes even more weight out of the car. So 4.9.
Look at that.
Yeah, lovely
Beautiful.
styling on the back.
So is this a predecessor to the fastback Continental T? Continental R? What, the fastback 50s one? Would this be?
The R Type Continental came first. That came in 1952.
Okay,
and Park Ward. The R Type Continental is, when you see a fastback, that's what you think of. However,
yes.
Park Ward did actually build 4 R Type Continentals like this with a Park Ward drophead body, and they built 2 hardtop cars as well. They then adapted that onto the slightly longer S1 Continental chassis. It's like 2.5 inches longer, and they've just modified it a tiny bit to cover that slightly longer chassis. This is the ultimate for me post-war Bentley. This is the one.
This is beautiful.
And I drove it up this morning. It's a 2-hour drive up from Surrey this morning, hood down on the motorway at 75, and just enjoying every second of it.
Really beautiful.
So it's a straight 6 4.9 litre engine, automatic gearbox. They were all automatic. There weren't any manual S1 dropheads. Got big boot space, big capacity for storage, luggage.
Is it? Will we show people?
It's got our kit in there, but you can have a look.
We'll just
it goes quite a long way back.
Oh yeah.
And a spare wheel on the right.
Lovely.
Toolkit and battery under this lift-up tray. And
it opens and closes so beautifully, and the lovely delicate handles.
Yeah.
And the Yale locks. And space in the back. I mean, definitely.
Yeah. Again, you could use this as a family car-ish, or something to take your friends out in. If there's more than 2 of you, it's okay.
Would these have air conditioning? I mean, obviously it's a convertible.
There were a few specified, mostly cars that went to the US.
Yeah.
R Type Continentals, there wasn't a single one that you could have had air in it from new, or nobody ever asked for it. S1s, this was the first model that you could have had it as an option.
Okay. And what, like, people will wonder what kind of speed you were doing. 70 quite easily on the
they'll cruise
so.
at 70, 75, and they'll do 100 miles an hour if you really want them to, but I don't often.
Why would you want to?
I don't often feel the need.
But they're a 6-cylinder.
Straight 6, yeah.
Straight 6, okay. And the gearbox?
4-speed automatic.
Automatic.
And they are just the prettiest car, I think.
They really are lovely.
And they look great with the hood up, and they're even better with the hood down.
So how much is the most desirable Bentley? What would it set someone back?
We've got 3 on our books at the moment.
You've got 3, do you?
Yeah, 2 right-hand drive cars. This is one of them. This is 1.1 we have, and this is a nice car. This is what I would call nice usable condition.
Yeah.
It's not so shiny you'd be terrified to go on a big tour. We've got a very shiny one, which is all restored.
God, this seems. I just like to say to people, this car is immaculate.
It is really nice.
Imagine what the shiny one is.
It's really nice, but the other one is more shiny, and that's 1.3. And we have a left-hand drive one coming, which is rarer, and that's a fully restored car as well. And that's more again because of the left-hand drive aspect. There's less of them, and a much bigger pool of people who want them.
Yeah.
The American market, they don't like driving right-hand drive cars.
Do they not?
No.
No.
Unless they have to, unless it's a vintage Bentley and they haven't got a choice.
Yeah.
Or a pre-war Derby Bentley. But post-war, if you can get left-hand drive, they absolutely want them. And they won't drive right-hand drive. So there's a big
so this one,
big demand.
That's not, to my eyes, is super shiny, but say is not quite as shiny. There's just such lovely details on it.
The sculpting of the bodywork is beautiful. This is the nicest of the styles. The rear fins, there were 2 types. The first cars had 3 individual lights, and this is a slightly later car. It's a 57 car. So by the time they got to this point, they just toned this down a little bit and made 1 light housing, which most people agree is the most attractive.
I could see this being a film star in California driving this one.
Yeah. Absolutely right.
So how much for this one?
This is 1.1 million.
1.1 million.
Yeah.
Never going to go down.
I don't think
mean,
so.
You know.
The first car I ever sold for the company was nearly 20 years ago, and it was one of these, and it was 250,000.
Wow,
And
20 years ago.
This
So
is
now it's 1.2.
It's gone up nicely,
500%,
year on year, and they're not making any more of them, and they're as popular now as they ever have been, and they're easy to drive. They're not intimidating.
And
they're very usable
just to look at.
and they are drop dead gorgeous. So lots of boxes ticked.
And there's only what, 8, 9 of them? You were saying?
58 right-hand
58,
drive,
58
31
right-hand.
left.
Okay.
So very low production numbers.
Lovely.
Yep.